Hey friends, how are you tonight?
Are we live?
We are live, and
Hello, everybody.
we are going to see if we can invite our friends Amanda and Mitchell.
There we go.
And let's see. What do you think, Dean? All right, Amanda and Mitchell, let's see if you guys can come on. Hey friends, hey Loretta, how are you? So you might have to text Amanda. We don't know why we struggle with this, you guys. Let's see. Hey, Gloria.
Person there.
Yep.
And see if they're not there yet.
I don't see you guys yet. Hello, everybody. How are you? Okay, so you might have to text Amanda and Mitchell and just say they might have to click to request.
Yeah, do a, I don't know that texting will do it, but we can just tell them, just click on that request and we will get a notice and then we'll be able to allow you on.
Yes. You guys, hello. Hey, Beth, how are you? Beth says, there are my favorite friends. Well, we are so grateful that you think of us as your friends.
Absolutely.
Because that's how we think about you guys.
Absolutely.
Hey, Deborah Tucker, how are you?
Deborah.
So, Deborah, we want to talk to you too, girl.
And William as well.
Yeah. Hey, David Long, how are you, sir?
David, my friend.
We are excited tonight. You know, we always have trouble bringing on our guests, and we are hoping that we can get Amanda and Mitchell to come on. They have one of the best stories ever, and so we want them to share their experience. We're so glad you guys are here tonight on our live. Let's see, we've got Vicky. Hey, Vicky, so glad that you're here. Hey, Lori. Hey, Roslyn. How are you? All right. So all I need to know is, have you asked them?
Yes, I have.
Okay. How are you guys doing today?
Northwest Arkansas. There they are.
All right. They've requested to join.
Click the person.
Let's see. We're going to approve. Send the request.
On, things are going to smush up a little bit, so we're going to have to adjust the camera.
Right. So it says they're adding, and there they are. Okay. So think we're going to have to adjust.
Guys,
let's see.
I don't know. How do we look? Let me
How about
see.
us? How are we looking? Can you guys hear us?
Okay. So,
let me turn you up.
Okay. On the camera, Amanda and Mitchell, we see from your nose down. Can you adjust it to where we're looking a little bit higher? And we look horrible as well.
Okay,
Worse or better? It's worse, isn't it?
All right. I don't know that we can hear you guys either.
Are we getting better?
Can you guys hear us?
We can hear y'all, but
Okay.
okay, this is what we look like.
I moved us up.
Are we getting better? Hear us? We can hear y'all, but
Yeah, we can hear you on my phone, but not on Annie's phone.
actually, if we turn it, we can hear it.
Oh, can we? Okay.
Yeah. But you'll have
We're gonna have to adjust this.
Okay, you'll have to turn yours on.
Hear you on my phone, but not on Annie's phone. We're gonna have to adjust your phone as well. You're gonna have to go back a little bit. So adjust this.
Where are you at?
Okay, you'll have to turn yours on.
Meaning you're gonna have to tip the top back a little bit.
Okay.
There we go. That should do it. Let's hold on just a second.
Okay.
I think you guys are pretty good. You might want to adjust it just a little bit. Top back. There we go. I think we got ours now. If Miss Annie, there she is. I think you guys are pretty good. You might okay. Top back. Oh, you're good. Yeah.
Okay.
You
All
should
right. So Rebecca is saying that she can hear. What's so funny is when we sit so far back, we can't actually see the comments. So we're going to look at Daryl's phone and we're going to be looking at you guys. How are you tonight, Amanda and Mitchell?
We're good.
Great.
How was your cruise? Was it great?
Yes, it was. So
So
relaxing.
glad. You're going to turn that down. Awesome.
Can't hear you.
So the volume on our end is really, really low. Can you guys hear us okay?
Yes.
You
We
can?
can.
We sound normal?
Yes.
Okay,
What
awesome.
about us?
All right. So everybody, thank you for being so patient with us as we just try to get this live figured out. It's always a challenge, isn't it?
A little tricky, but we like being we like working with tricks here. We like this fun stuff. So
Yeah. So you've had Mitchell and Amanda on before on your page, right?
yeah, it's been what, about a month ago? Is that right?
Probably longer than that.
It's been a
Oh,
lot.
okay.
It's been a couple of months, I think. But Mitchell and Amanda, let's start for just a minute. Just can you guys introduce yourselves? Mitchell, will you tell us what kind of work you do? And Amanda, also just tell us a little bit about yourselves, about your family, and just kind of your background a little bit.
Yeah, my career was in EMS. I had a 30-something year of career in mostly management of EMS. At the present time, I'm working offshore as a medic, and it's just been something to where my whole life has been dedicated to helping people, basically, and that's where we still are.
And tell us about your work schedule. What do you do?
Basically, I work 28 days on, and then I come home for 28 days. And while I'm on the vessel, we work 12 and a half hours a day. My primary responsibility, of course, is I do a lot of logistical type coordination and that kind of stuff. And of course, I'm there in case there's any kind of injuries or illnesses or anything, and then we'll take care of that. It's not so strenuous, but then again, just the normal daily activities, and as far as the hours itself, just sort of has a grind on you, and it's just as tiring sometimes as somebody that has done some physical work, but nevertheless, it does pay the bills.
Yeah. And Amanda, what about you? What kind of work do you do?
I work from home, so I'm a medical scribe, remote medical scribe for a cancer company. So I work from home. Get up, come in my pajamas if I want.
That's great. And then tell us about your family. How many children? And I don't remember. You guys have grandchildren, right?
Yes, we have. Well, he had 3 children we married. I had 2, and we have one together who is 16, and we have 11 grandchildren.
Okay. Hang on one second. Our air turned on and we can't hear.
I can't hear anyway. I know your guys' lips. You're moving, but I don't know. I can read some of the comments, but I can't. And your volume is all the way up.
It is all the way up. Hold on one more second, you guys.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. Our volume is all the way up. Okay. So, to all of our sweet followers who are on tonight, we wanted to bring Amanda and Mitchell on to just tell their story, because all of you guys know that, and I brought a picture, and some of you guys have seen this picture, and I just wanted to share this picture with you guys. This is a picture of when Daryl was in rehab after his stroke. And he just struggled and struggled and struggled after that for 11 years to just try to figure out all of his medication and medication. There was just so much of it. And he struggled with his weight, and he struggled with just his blood sugar and all those things. And so last year, a year ago, this picture right here on the right is what Daryl looked like a year ago. And this was before we ever knew anything about really what the Feel Great system was about and how it could help us. And this was just a month ago, right here, this picture of Daryl. And being on the Feel Great system has really absolutely 100% changed your life, right?
Absolutely.
And once we knew about it, and once we tried it out for 4 or 5 months, we knew that we needed to share with our followers. And so we did. And so many of you have been using the system and had such great success. And so Amanda and Mitchell are our followers, but they kind of came into the system a little bit just differently, kind of a little bit more sideways than others have. So can you guys just talk about how you heard about the system and just kind of the way that you were introduced to Daryl and I?
Well, it's sort of ironic how it happened in a way, but then again, you feel like God had a hand in it because, at the time I was struggling with my weight more so than anything. And as I have grown older and gotten a little wiser through the years, I tried to make my health a priority. And it just seems like one of the first obstacles I had to overcome was try to lose weight. Well, I get caught up in the calories in, calorie out, all the diets, all the different mechanisms and stuff that's available to help lose weight, and none of it would work for me. I mean, I just absolutely failed, and I was a complete dumpster fire when it came to dieting and all that kind of stuff. And the more I did and the worse it got, the more frustrated I got. And then all of a sudden it starts taking like an emotional toll on you because you feel like you need to fix this problem in order to preserve your health. And it just absolutely wasn't working. Well, Amanda started doing some reading on the internet, and she come across insulin resistance. And she says, I think you're insulin resistance. And at the time, even with my medical background, I didn't really have any idea what insulin resistance was even about. So I was at work one day, and it just hit me between the eyes, and I said, well, I'm going to dig into this just a little bit. Well, I get to digging, looking for the information, and sure enough, the more I read, the more I felt like maybe I would fall into this category. Well, in dealing with this, I found a couple of people that was on, I think, TikTok or Facebook or one of them that was talking about this Feel Great system. I said, well, heck, this sounds okay. So I get to sort of looking into it and looking at some of these videos, and the more I watch, the more I sort of like. So I sent it to Amanda. I said, look, I said, this is something we might need to look into. Well, on the backside during this period of time, you guys was in there basically testing the system or going through your 90-day trial before y'all basically let it out what it was to make sure that get beyond all the being skeptical about it like we were. And this all sort of happened within a week or two. First thing you know, y'all released the information about what it is, and I've already figured it out. We'd already ordered. And, we got to the point to where, what do we have to lose? Because nothing has worked up to this point. But in this carry the money back guarantee. So let's do it. And if it don't work, we'll get our money back and we'll go to the next thing. And I'm going to tell you, it's absolutely been a life changer. It took me about 3 days to start feeling some of the benefits from it. And at that point in time, I was absolutely hooked. And it has been nothing but great from that day forward.
So tell us a little bit about, how long have you been on the system?
I started it probably March, April. I don't know about what time when y'all let the information out, but it was about a week or two before that. So I'm thinking March. And, like I said, we'd already ordered before y'all ever put word out what it was. And so we'd already had a jump start on it. But once I got the kit, it actually comes to me at work. I started it at work. And I'm talking about within probably, 2 days, maybe 3 days, I started feeling a lot better, just overall feel good. And I said, well, shoot, this is all right here. And then as I progressed, I got very consistent in what I'm doing and in my eating and stuff like that. And about, maybe 2 weeks, I started feeling like I was losing some weight. And it's just been a constant, from that day forward, it's just been a constant loss. I'm right now, I'm better than, I'm going to say 45, 46 pounds that I've lost since maybe 1st of April or so.
That's really incredible. That's amazing. And we had the opportunity to see you guys just a couple of weeks ago, and being around you, and just like your energy is so great. And you were talking about like you guys were getting ready to go on a cruise, and you weren't sure if you had a pair of pants that were going to fit, right?
Still don't.
Oh, we just tightened them up and let it go.
So, Amanda, tell us a little bit about your experience. And like, I know for us, like we started the Feel Great system. Daryl really started the Feel Great system because we felt like he really needed it, because most importantly, he was just trying to get his A1C to come down, because medicated, he was at an 8.3. And so then after I saw the progress that he was making after 4 or 5 months, I thought, I wonder what this can do for me. So did you kind of have that similar experience? Like you're kind of watching him, or when did you start?
I did, and I wasn't, but just maybe a couple of weeks after him. Like I said, he started at work, and he was battling his A1C too. Nothing. I mean, he was on metformin; it wasn't touching it. He had even tried the GLP-1s with bad side effects. I mean, he nothing was working for him, and he got excited, telling me on the phone one day, hey, my blood sugar is in control now. And at the time we didn't know what the A1C was doing, but he knew his fasting glucose levels were improving. And I thought, I have a history of diabetes, but I'm the only one in the family that I've known no meds. I didn't think I really had a weight issue. I felt like I was healthy, other than going through the menopause years and not knowing how to navigate that. But I decided, just let me check my blood sugar. Well, it was a little elevated, and so I said, well, let me check my A1C. And I was borderline pre-diabetic. Well, it kind of hit me between the eyes, because, I thought, I'm not doing this. I ordered the system for him. But then after discovering that, I decided to try too. And I have lowered my A1C from 5.7 to 5. And like I said, I wasn't on any meds, so I didn't have any of that to get to remove. But I've lost 15 pounds. Didn't even know I had 15 pounds to lose. But I have. I feel great. I sleep better. The menopause symptoms are better controlled. I just have less brain fog. It's just incredible the way you feel. And on the cruise, we had no schedule. So one day it rained. We had walked the walking track that morning. So we go to the gym that afternoon. What else are you going to do on a cruise in the rain? And got on the treadmill and the rowing machine. And I even jogged a little bit for the first time ever in my life. I have always said, if you see me running, you better see who's chasing me, because I'm not going to do that. But it's given us the energy to want to, and we enjoyed it.
Right. And tell me how you guys, and you can jump in here anytime, Daryl, but tell me, how are you guys feeling kind of about the future now? And I say that because last October, a year ago, Daryl really did think he was headed to probably another stroke. And he was just trying to manage all of his issues and concerns, his cholesterol, his blood pressure, his blood sugar. He was just trying to manage it. And it was kind of exhausting, right?
It was, and it was very concerning, because maybe I didn't have any hope. There was no real, I knew it was going to happen. It was inevitable. It was going to happen. I was going to have another stroke. But now I don't feel that way. It's quite amazing how I feel now.
Well, one of the things that I dealt with, and I've been dealing with in my entire life, and it sort of transformed me, is I got off of trying to control my weight. I just absolutely got me something else to measure, which was blood sugar, and I started watching that blood sugar, and man, I would get so excited. My fasting sugars used to be up in the 150s or something like that, which is not that terribly bad. But, I went to a primary care physician, and she put me on metformin because I had an A1C of something like 5.7, I think it was. and I used it for 90 days, only to get another one at 6.4 after 90 days of metformin. And she wanted to increase this metformin. I says, no way. And so then I started paying real close attention. Well, when I started this system, first thing you know, my sugar, my fasting sugars are coming down. They keep coming down. And heck, the more I saw, the more I liked. And I take snapshots and send it to Amanda and say, hey, look. And at that point, like you say, it gives you hope that you really didn't feel, you sort of felt doomed up to that point, because, when you put so much effort into it, and if I felt like if I wasn't trying to be healthier, then I would just had to say, Mitch, you're just not doing good. But I was eating good. I was exercising every day. I was watching what I was eating. I even tried intermittent fasting through the process, and I just wasn't getting any results. And at that point, you have that feeling of hopelessness that's hard to overcome. And all of a sudden, when you see something that you're measuring that's improving every day, then all of a sudden, it just brings a new sense of well-being that you have never really experienced before, or it was for me anyway. And at that point, I've gone from, I used to be a scale freak. I'd get on the scales every day, and if it was a half a pound here and a 2 ounces high, I would just absolutely get toward the main frame. But I get on the scales every 28 days, right before I go to work when I first come home. And other than that, I stay off the scales. I don't need them. Because I know that I'm losing weight. I can feel it. And, but I consistently monitor that blood sugar, and that's my measure. And man, I like what I see. At that point, it's very encouraging.
Yeah, that's great. So I know that I can't really read the comments, but I can imagine that there are some people that are just kind of curious, like, how does the system work? So can you guys tell us, like, what your day looks like? Like, Amanda, you might do it a little bit differently than Mitchell. I don't know. So we'll go with you first, Amanda, and just kind of tell us how you use the Unamate, how you use the balance, and then Mitchell, you can tell us also.
Okay, when I get up in the morning, I have my first Unamate, and I typically sip on it through about mid-morning, and I'll add water, electrolytes, something like that. Most days I do eat like a salad or some little small something at lunch. Occasionally I will do a 24-hour fast and not eat until that night. But I do take another Unamate after lunch in the afternoon to kind of hold me over and give me that extra energy boost. And then I have a fiber before my biggest meal of the day, which is typically the supper time meal, because we try to preserve that family time, and that's the only time with a child in school that you can still sit down and have a meal together. So that's typically when our biggest meal is. Mm-hmm. And then I don't have anything else to eat, no snacking in between, and till lunchtime the next day.
Okay. I love that. All right. What about you, Mitchell?
It's basically the same thing. I get up the first thing in the morning and have my first Unamate, and then depending on whether I'm at home or on the vessel, it depends on my eating schedule. But like Amanda says, if I eat lunch, it's usually a light lunch, a salad or something like this, and then we have dinner together or supper, and I have Unamate in the afternoon. And then, if we eat in a high carb type diet, like we went to a Mexican restaurant yesterday after church, we both took a balance before we started that meal, process. So if we eat something that's a little out of the norm, that we feel like we're going to have a little carb overload, we'll take an extra balance for the day. And it's too simple, and you get to where, just like I was out today and I come in, I didn't have my Unamate. I usually have around 3:30 or 4, and it's about 5 o'clock when I got home. And son, I went straight to the refrigerator and I fixed it. And I had to. I was craving it. I just absolutely had to have it, And at that point, I typically sometimes on the vessel I'll eat breakfast and lunch, and then some days I'll eat lunch and dinner, and some days I just eat one meal a day. It just depends on how I feel, And a lot of days I found that the 24-hour fast is very doable, and it really makes you feel a little bit better. But then again, I still love breakfast, so I eat me a breakfast, once a week or something like this, and then but my main meal is lunch. You know, I'll even if I do the 24-hour fast, my main meal is lunch, and I'll eat a heavy lunch, and I'm done for the day. And it's just too easy. I mean, you can do it anywhere, you know. And we don't eat like a special diet or anything. You know, we eat what we normally eat. Now we do a better job in selection. You know, we don't have carb overloads and all that kind of stuff like we had in the past. And we might pick and choose a grilled chicken finger over something that's not quite as healthy. But other than that, you know, we order off the menus, and we, you know, our lifestyle or our menus at home hadn't changed that much at all. You know, it's just this sort of piecing it together and getting it into a time frame that's doable for, like Amanda says, the family, so we can all sit down together.
Yeah, and exactly. I mean, I think that was, I mean, Daryl just a couple of weeks in when he was using it, and I love the word that you said, that it's so simple. He would say, this is so simple. If I can do this, anybody can do this. And, you know, several times since we started talking about the Feel Great system, we've had a lot of people want to know what kind of special diet, you know, we do. And I'm glad that you mentioned there's not really a diet. It kind of does make you become a little bit more aware of what you're eating. But like you guys said yesterday when you went out for lunch or supper, whatever you call that. You guys call it lunch? Did you go?
Yeah, it was lunch yesterday, yes.
Yeah. And you knew you were going to have more carbs, so you put the balance in front of it. So that's what we love about this system too, is it's pretty simple. You're so quiet. Daryl's,
Well, and
anything you want to add?
My problem is, I know you guys are talking. I've got tinnitus, and I can't really hear everything that you're saying.
You put hearing aids.
I did, but I'm 10 sec. Mine is 10 seconds behind. I'm like, holy cow. He's gesturing, and then 10 seconds later, you're gesturing. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't be part of it.
Oh my goodness. We have got to figure this whole live thing out. It is so funny to us. So if somebody wanted to start the system, if they wanted to try it, what would you say to them? If somebody was just curious about it, what are your thoughts about it?
Do it.
go for it. I mean, it did. We were skeptical. I mean, I'll be honest. We thought we have tried everything. This is just going to be another failed attempt, and that's really how we looked at it initially. But it's not. It is the real thing. It has changed our lives, and again, it's just so simple. And I didn't think I could do away with snacking, or I didn't think I could skip breakfast, but you can use the program. I mean, we told ourselves, 90-day money back guarantee.
Right.
What do we have to lose? And I do want to add, on the cruise, we ate what we wanted. We had dessert after every meal. The only thing we did was we had a balance before both meals instead of just our heaviest meal. And Mitchell did not gain a single pound the whole trip.
Wow.
I had a 2-pound gain, but I kind of counted as a weight loss, a water gain or something like that, because I've dropped it back since I've been home. So, we were able to enjoy the cruise, eat what we wanted, and still feel great just using these products.
Yeah, that is so good. That's awesome. So I'm just curious, has your family noticed a change in you, like friends or family?
Yes, they have, and I think Mitchell said somebody even today told him what you're
Looking poor.
He's looking poor. Well, I don't think he's looking poor, but I mean, it's just such a drastic weight loss, that people can see his results. And, I have we've got one of my daughters is on it, and she fought me initially, and she said it didn't taste good and this and that. And I just kept encouraging, and she craves it now. You just got to let your body adjust and give it a chance and be consistent, and the system will work for you. I mean, we even have our 16-year-old. She only does it once a day, but she's using it.
Yeah, for sure. Now, some of our people who are like on here tonight may or may not know, because I don't think that we mentioned this, but at some point you guys decided, okay, we want to be a little bit more than customers. We want to share this with more people. We want to get it out into the world. I know for Daryl and I, we really did have to make that decision because, and we knew that we might get some pushback or negativity, and we understand that because we were pessimistic also at the beginning, but then it's just changed our lives so much. We just felt like we had to share because what we had been working, everything that we've been doing for 11 years prior was not working. And then we found something that really did work, that was simple, that makes sense, right? If you do a little bit of fasting, it's going to keep that blood sugar low. The Unamate makes it so easy to fast. And then put a little balance, a little fiber before your meal. That makes sense to do that too, to keep that blood sugar low. So once we learned all of that, we knew we needed to share. So then I know you guys have made that decision too. So talk to us a little bit about how that came to be. When did you guys make that decision?
Well, after he started having his success, after Mitchell did, and I saw how it was working, and then it was working for me. I lost my dad Thanksgiving Day last year. It's hard.
You're good.
And Daddy struggled with, he had diabetes, he had dementia, he had heart disease. He had so many of these issues that insulin resistance causes. And I knew that I had to share. I did not want to see someone else watch a family member that they loved miss out on opportunities in their family's life. He spent the last 2 years laying in a bed, basically nonverbal, not eating. We're not able to feed himself, rather. Mom had to feed him, and it took its toll on her as well, and she couldn't get out and enjoy things with us and the grandchildren. And this is not me sharing. I don't like talking in front of people. I don't like being in front of people at all. But this has been such a life changer for Mitchell. And then when I think about what it could have done if I would have known for Daddy, and I don't want my children to have to, I want to be healthy and not in that situation. And I knew that I had to make the change so I would not be like him. So that's what drove me to start sharing and want to educate and teach others. I just have a mission now, a passion about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't not share.
Yeah, I know. It's exactly how we feel too. So if people want to follow you, where can they follow you? Do you guys want to share your pages?
Yes, mine is just Amanda Vick Snipes on Facebook, and I do have a TikTok. I don't know what my Amanda Snipes. See, I don't even know what it is. And
I'm
then
so proud of you for being so brave on TikTok, girl. 'Cause
Yes.
that takes a lot of courage.
that's
takes-
not my
so
thing either.
It's
But
it's Amanda Vick Snipes on your Facebook page.
yes,
And then Mitchell, you have a page also. Do you want
Yeah,
to share that?
it's just Mitchell Snipes, I think. I'm not real
Mitchell
sure.
Snipes. Okay.
Right.
And then
You know-
also, if anybody who is listening tonight, if you put in the word Amanda, just capital letters, Amanda, Amanda, then that will get you some information that will just help you kind of understand a little bit more about the system. So if you guys just put in Amanda, and also Amanda and, well, I'm going to say this, Amanda, I'm just assuming that you're going to be willing to just kind of, after this live is over, we'll read the comments and then we can just kind of answer any of the questions that you have. We are not, well, Mitchell, you kind of are, Daryl and I always say, we cannot give any medical advice. We have no authority to do that whatsoever. We can just speak about what it has done for us. Now, you are someone who is more of an expert in that than we are, but we do want to just say that up front, like we're
Right.
not experts You need to talk with your doctor and consult with your doctor. But we will be answering comments in this, in the comments today. So what do you think? Amanda, are you willing to do that with
Yeah.
me?
Yes,
Okay.
we'll do that. And we will go put, I don't have a printout of his before and after, but we'll stick that in the comments as well.
Oh, yes, yes. Be sure and put your before and after. That would be wonderful. All right. Well, thank you so much for being willing to come on tonight and share your story. We never get tired of them.
Never, ever.
People send us emails all the time. We get comments all the time. We get messages just of people who have been willing to try this system, and it's changing their lives. And so if this is something that you're interested in, if you just have any questions, I will say to everybody tonight, on Wednesday night, we're going to do another live with Brittany, and she's going to be answering more questions if you guys have it. That will be a question and answer on Wednesday, and that's all that it will be. But for tonight, we just wanted Mitchell and Amanda to share their story with us. So thank you guys so much. Is there anything else you guys want to add or say?
We're good.
Just thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We love sharing.
You are so welcome. We are so grateful to be able to get to know you guys. And it's such a funny thing that through Facebook, we've made this connection.
Here we go.
And we're so happy for your progress and how you feel. You know, it's just, again, like what you said earlier, we can't not share what we know now.
Right.
So, all right, everybody, have a great night. And we're just going to remind everybody to be stronger every day. And Amanda has on a great shirt. Do you want to tell everybody that they can do
Hard things.
hard things? All right, everyone, we love you. Thank you, Amanda and Mitchell. We'll see you guys soon.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.